Do you have leg muscle imbalance? Keep watching and learn all about it. Welcome back to my channel. I will be bringing you a video every Tuesday. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget. Is there a way to address this leg muscle imbalance? You can't really see this easily, but I am here to help you identify this, and also hopefully we'll find some solution. Leg muscle imbalance generally creates a scenario where your hips start tilting one way or the other. And when they tilt forward, you're uncomfortable. When they tilt backward, you're uncomfortable. And sometimes they'll tilt this way. One will tilt forward and the other will tilt backward, and you're always going to find discomfort in the lower back. The reason I'm bringing this up is because my channel is based on the lower back, and in a lot of cases, what happens with this leg muscle imbalance is it also creates trouble in the lower back. For younger people, it may not necessarily create trouble in the lower back, but as we get older and we don't address this leg muscle imbalance, we're going to find out that it's going to come back and we're going to feel it. Generally, we try to figure out where the pain is. That's how most practitioners start with any of these things. The pain for leg muscle imbalance can be anywhere. Can be in your foot, can be in your ankle, can be in your knee, can be on the inside of your knee, can be on the outside of your knee, can be in your hip, can be in your glutes, can be in your lower back, many different places. So what we have to do is we have to look at where the imbalance is, and if the imbalance happens to be caused by quads that are too tight, your hips will be tilted forward. If they are created by hamstrings being too tight, your hips will be tilted backward. If it happens that bilaterally on both sides you have a tilt one way or the other, it's just going to make you either walk back. We don't see that much in our society today, but you see a lot of people walking with their hips forward, and it's generally tight quads. So how do you address this? Physical therapists and chiropractors will tell you that you have to strengthen the weak side. From my training, I lengthen the tight side. Remember this. You don't, from my perspective, everybody has a different perspective, but from my perspective, you do not strengthen the weak side. You lengthen the tight side. And when you lengthen the tight side, you get a more natural balance in how the hip sits on itself. The hips are a constantly moving target. You're walking, let's just say you're walking one side a little bit low or one side a little bit high. That stuff always has to be in flex. I don't believe that if you strengthen the weak side that you're going to get the solution, because what happens is when you strengthen the weak side, all you're doing is putting more tension into that whole equation. And then if you strengthen it incorrectly, then you're getting much more tension. So I stay away from that strengthening business. I do instruct people to strengthen stuff, but I would rather figure out how to balance the situation by lengthening the side that is too short or the side that is too tight. Now we come to the point of posture. How do you notice this? I'm going to be doing a video next week on how to assess and figure out what the story is with this imbalance in the hips. I look forward to seeing you on that one. I also would like you to comment on this one and see if we can get a conversation going, because it seems like I'm in the minority a lot with regards to this lengthen the tight side. Few people, especially those who don't know about the isolated 2-second stretch, they don't know that you can lengthen muscles. I recently had a client come up to me and say, my chiropractor tells me you can't lengthen a muscle. Well, I know from experience that you can. You have to stay after it, and there's a difference between whether you're 20 years old or whether you're 60 years old. When you're 60 years old, it's going to be much more persistent, your situation, and you're just going to have to spend more time undoing the tension that you put into your body. So I've mentioned, comment below, let's get the conversation going, and then subscribe to my emails so that you can find out when my next video is coming. I'll see you next week, Tuesday.